Welcome to our vlog again today. Look at us. We have a whole crew here today. It's a relatively good choir. We've been practicing to bring you a number of songs. Brandon, you got the first solo. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's not what we're doing. It's our very special guest from Creswell Public Schools, from the school district here. And Mike, you've been here all of these weeks, every Thursday. Thank you. Welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm pleased to be here. As you know, or many folks do know, we've had several new administrators to the district this year, and we have two at the table. We've been visiting with them over the weeks. And Brandon is new this year as our assistant principal and athletic director at the high school. And Devin, although she's not new to the district, she's in a new administrative position at the elementary school as the assistant principal of Creslane. And so we have represented here both elementary and secondary level assistant principals on our leadership team for the district.
Awesome.
Very happy to have them.
Good. Yeah, me too. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Devin, can we start? Tell us about what the assistant principal at Creslane does.
Yeah, well, it's a really exciting role. It's new, and it's been very much needed over the last couple of years. So I'm very excited to be in this role. When I think of assistant principal, I think of support, and I feel like that defines my role. So I'm there to support our principal with things that she needs. I'm there to support our staff with various needs, from they just need a ear to listen, or support in the classroom, someone to bounce ideas off of, and most importantly, I'm there to support our students and our families. This is my 6th year in the district, and so I really pride myself on that support with our students and our families. I manage various teams, so our positive behavior support in our school, our climate and culture team, our student support team. Again, just really focusing on that support piece, and whatever I can do to do that. I have been a school psych in the district and still hold on to a little bit of that school psych piece at the high school. And so I still do some of that work at the elementary school as well. So lending a hand where I can with assessments and evaluations and plans, and supporting a lot of the students that have higher needs that I've worked with over the years. Something that I've taken on this year that I really enjoy is supervising our counselor and our counseling team. And I've really enjoyed that because that's a piece that is near and dear to my heart. So, yeah.
You want to talk about the newest project that you're working on for the district?
What would that be?
The crisis?
Oh, yeah. There's been so many things.
Yeah.
I feel like my brain's scrambled. But yes, so since the closure, we've identified some needs, and one of that has been our crisis response plan. That is something that I am very passionate about, and so was lucky enough to be charged with heading that team, and it's been really amazing. I'm partnering with Amy Aguero, our Special Services Director, and we have a great team. Brandon's on that team, our administrators are on that team, our Family Resource Center coordinator, our counselors, our homeless liaison. We have a really strong team, and we've just kind of sectioned out really important topics such as suicide prevention, dealing with a death, our 4-in-1 emergency drills, and threat assessments. So we've kind of divvied that up into subcommittees, and we've gotten started with some really important work. So I'm really excited about that. We still have a lot to do, but we've gotten some really great foundation set for that. So yeah.
That's wonderful.
Lots of hats, which is good.
Yeah, that's cool. This whole distance learning, I know it's been new for all of us, for everybody. You guys have just, you didn't get a spring break this year. You just had to dive in and work hard. I know that you're probably looking forward to a little bit of time this summer, but what's going to be happening with the schools, the whole district's plea, if you will, their mission of connecting with those students and caring for them and continuing to learn? What's this going to look like for you this summer?
That's a great question. I typically don't have summers off because I am the program coordinator for our KITS program.
There you
Wearing
go.
my KITS shirt.
Uh-huh.
KITS stands for Kids in Transition to School, so it is for our incoming kinders. It's a really great evidence-based program. It's going to look different this summer, which we were all kind of pouting about, but we're sticking to our mantra of some kits is better than no kits. So we are going to have kits at home. It's going to be virtual parent support, again, aligning with their models. So really empowering parents to encourage learning at home, and then working on some of those social emotional skills at home. The big downside is we won't get the practice with other peers, but we're really fortunate to be able to have something. So that will be, it's already being pushed out on our social media and for registration. So we're encouraging all of our incoming kinder families to check that out. It's free, and it's going to be a really great support. And I will be involved with that, either a parent coach or something, because I love it. Kids is near and dear to my heart, and so I'll find some way to plug myself into that. We're also going to have our lunch program with our IRC, which has been highly successful, and that will be really fun. The kids really look forward to that, and reading. And Amy and I have talked about various things throughout the summer, just sending messages out to our families to let them know we're still here, encouraging reading, encouraging, that learning. So, but I'll be focusing on kits and making sure that our incoming kinders have all the tools that they can right now.
Wonderful. One of the things that's so near and dear to my heart is the understanding that so much of this is economically driven. Families from middle class America, which involves many of us, have an average of about 14 books per home. And it takes at least 10 for a child to recognize success. And yet our low-income homes across America tend to have about one book for every 200 homes. And so hearing you talk about the reading and getting books into the hands of those students before they enter kindergarten is so important. And I know we're excited to get to be a part of that and to give out books as a part of the lunch program for this summer. That's exciting.
In previous summers when we've had kits, we have kits until lunchtime and then right after lunchtime. And so we would just make sure you go to the park and get your lunch. So, we'll be making sure we send out that messaging to remind families that that's still available.
Yeah, please do. Because if you read with the volunteers, you get a free book to take home. And we love to get to be a part of that. That's cool. So we like coordinating with you guys.
Yeah.
And doing that. Okay. I want you to know our community really supports what you're doing. I have loved it because you guys have texted me, you have responded to our vlogs by saying you love hearing what the schools are doing, and I love getting that support from the community. What can we do to help you that you're not happening?
I think if there's concerns, just making sure that people are reaching out. Amy, Hallie, and I will be working through June, so we'll be available. I think just, making sure that we're encouraging reading and we're just reaching out to our neighbors in this community, just making sure everyone has what they need.
So if we're aware of a need in a family, we need to call you and tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, Brandon, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Tell us what the assistant principal is at the high school. Now, you're not just the assistant principal, you're also the athletic director. Tell us about that role.
So essentially a lot like Devin said, a lot of support for the principal, some teacher evaluations, but mostly my job's broken into 4 categories. Discipline and attendance on the assistant principal side, and then athletics and activities on the athletic director side. So means quite a few long evenings, but it's fun getting out there and seeing everybody compete and traveling to games and things like that. One of the fun things we did this week between Mr. Watkins and our senior staff was our graduation ceremony. So we had 66 seniors across 12 hours and 3 days come together and get to have the parents watch their seniors walk across the stage, get their diploma, take pictures. So that was really fun. So we'll be sending that video out on Friday when we were supposed to have our regular graduation ceremony. So we'll have that online available, compiled. Mandy Hoggard's doing a great job there, compiling that video and taking all the footage together, all the speeches, and having one kind of continuous ceremony. So I'm super excited about that. So, just anything I can to help. The principal's gone for a conference or, a meeting outside the school or at the district office. Just being there to kind of be the person that people can come to if they have an issue, and supporting everybody that we need. And,
Yes.
one of the things we're really working on this year and into next year is building a good positive culture at the high school, and supporting Lori Noggle, our leadership teacher, and getting more assemblies and things like that for our students too.
Good. Okay, most everybody, at least from our church, knows that I moved here from Texas. I moved here from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We moved here from actually the richest city in America, Southlake, Texas. The Dallas Cowboys used to use our high school's indoor practice facility when the rain was too bad for the Cowboys to practice. And we got here and we discovered a little difference. Instead of the high school having about 14 coaches that were all full-time coaches, we discovered that a lot of our coaches here also had regular jobs that were outside the school district. And we were fundraising just to meet salary needs of coaches. And can you tell us some of the things that are in the works now within our school district that are changing some of those things?
We're working on, we want to support our coaching staff, and it's super hard to retain good coaches.
Yeah.
And we have a good coaching staff that works really hard. I know, people see them, in the season and in the moment, but there's film sessions and practices and workouts and, off-season things. So, Mr. Johnson's done a good job of helping me support those coaches. One of the things we did right before the closure of schools was allowed to get our tennis coach a paid stipend. Tyler Hollingsworth is also our girls basketball coach. Does a great job with our kids. Some of that positive culture stuff does a really good job with. So being able to support and, just they don't get paid enough as it is. I mean, It's like 25 cents an hour when you factor in practice and games and travel. But just a little token of appreciation goes a long way. And so that was kind of got the ball rolling, I think, on some of the athletic stuff. And then right after that, the decision was made by our school board and Mr. Johnson that, we would kind of alleviate Fund 275 that we have been working with and allow the sports themselves to retain all their fundraising. Essentially, in the past, part of the fundraising went in kind of my account, help pay for coaching stipends, help pay for transportation, and we're excited about that fundraising being able to just stay with the team, so they can go to team camps hopefully soon when things get lifted. But team camps, and they can work on having fun and buying dinner on a night out, or staying the night at on a longer overnight trip to do some team building stuff and team bonding stuff, and just create those experiences. So being able to kind of free that money up so they can keep that fundraising. Our town does a great job supporting all of our sports and all of our activities, so we want to make sure that we can maximize that as much as possible. So we're excited about that too.
And then I understand that tennis is going to be not necessarily treated like a club sport, but it's going to be a school sport now. Is that the way it is?
Yeah, it's kind of been transitioning that way. My understanding was some people got together with Tyler and kind of started this program, and he's grown it to where it has just as many students and student athletes as any other sport we have. So essentially, it's become a very popular thing to do for the spring, and we offer quite a few sports in the spring for a school our size, and being able to offer that, not just kind of like, oh yeah, you can go out there and play whatever, and actually support it. I mean, it's an OSA sanctioned sport. They have a district tournament. Our kids can qualify for state. So all the things go into that factor of kind of moving it off the club scene into a true OSAA sanctioned activity for us.
Yeah. How will sports change next fall?
Like schools, that kind of remains to be seen.
Okay.
OSAA is giving us some summer guidance for some individual workouts. We're looking at coming up with a plan when that can start and getting those kids out there, because we know our coaches miss our kids, our kids miss our coaches, our kids miss being a part of that. Some of that, a lot of it deals with right now is individual conditioning. OSA's concern is a lot of our kids didn't play spring, so they're not in the same normal conditioning they would be normally in June. So it's about just getting them up to speed. And then as we go kind of phase 1, phase 2 with our counties, similar thing with OSA, phase 1, phase 2, to try and get them, more team-oriented type practice stuff. And then eventually, if we get the safety and the guidance from OHA and the governor to be ready to go. I know OSA is working on a million different contingencies, whether it's pushing back start times or changing calendars or making a more regional schedule to where you're playing teams and just laying count. I mean, they're kind of checking off all the boxes just in case, depending on what the governor is going to let us do. With the ODE and the OHA. So I'm planning right now fall sports just like normal. We're going to start in August with daily doubles and then work backwards as we need to, depending on what the powers that be tell us is safe for our kids and our community.
Well, that was the one question that my sophomore at home made me ask you. He wanted to know. I said, yes, you do have to run all summer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So hoping anyway. Get some people in the weight room. I know, like I said, football and volleyball and cross country are chomping at the bit to get going and get those things started for that reason, and get them back in the weight room, get them running, and get them active, and then we can hopefully get them compete here soon.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you guys so much. I guess I do want to ask you exactly what I asked Devin. How can our community help you at the high school level?
I mean, I think just continuing their support. I mean, you watch them through the basketball playoffs. I mean, we won the sportsmanship award at the state tournament because our band did such a great job. Our fans came and cheered loudly. They supported. By picking up, dinner tabs and, supporting us that way. As we have some budget issues as far as budget cuts coming, and some shrinking of the budget at the state level, that's going to mean, maybe some more help financially, from our teams. One of the things that we've done this year is I signed, or Ms. Johnson actually signed a contract for a uniform contract to get some money getting back to us. So we have a 5-year contract that's going to give us about $37,000 towards uniform costs. Yeah. And so when we look at that, for instance, volleyball is working on uniforms right now. Their total cost for a complete home and away set of uniforms is going to be about $700. And so they're going to be able to use some of that fundraising money, or some help with the booster club, or private donations to help that. So it's going to ease that burden. But we still have umpires and officials and equipment, and so with the district kicking in more money, with this revenue coming in, we're hoping to kind of lighten that load, because we know athletics is expensive, and it's something that's important for our kids and important for our community to go through. And so that on one side's important for us to maintain that level, and we know businesses are hurting, parents are hurting, families are hurting, and so we're trying to do what we can to alleviate that as much as possible, because we know it's a tough time for everybody. And the second thing is just probably just being flexible. Things change on a daily basis, and as we get new information, we're able to pass that along and come up with plans, and we're making those plans to be ready to go when we can. But things do change very quickly, and we're hopeful that things will be as normal as possible in the fall, and we're making that preparation. But like I said, time will tell on that. So both those things are important, and like I said, we really appreciate everything that the community does for us, and helps us keep going for sure. Cool.
Mike, last word?
Again, I mean, you see, we have a great team, leadership team. They have a good vision in their respective roles, and then we have a district vision that we're following for all of our programs for our kids. But at the heart of everything we do is kids, and that's what you keep hearing from them and from the others that have been here previously. And just can't be more prouder of the team that we have, our district-wide staff, and the support that we get from our community. Awesome. We really are one community together with the district and our entire community membership, and it's really just awesome to be here and be a part of this.
Thank you. We have heard today, I love it. We heard how we want the families involved before you start kindergarten, and now we've heard the things that we want you to do before you check out into the world, past high school. I love that we've kind of covered it today. So thank you, Devin. Thank you for being here.
Thanks
I appreciate
for having
it.
me. Appreciate
And
it.
Brandon, thank you so much for being here. And again, Mike, thanks. I appreciate you watching this. I'll talk to you tomorrow.